Note to editor, please put a Santa hat on me. Please give me a white beard. And please give me a Santa outfit. Maybe green screen some Christmas trees or something behind me. I don't know. Maybe put me in like a really cool Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer kind of thing. That would be kind of cool. Can you do that? It's Christmas. I mean, we got to give the viewers what they want, right? Give them a Christmas present. Do you think we can do that? Come on. Do it. Wait. I'm the editor. What is going on, guys? So today we're back with another deep dive, and today, happy Merry Holidays, however you want to say it. I don't want to offend people, but Merry Christmas, because, you know, that's what I celebrate. That's what I grew up with. I respect all of your other holidays, like Hanukkah and Kwanzaa or whatever, but Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate today. Today we're actually going to be looking at Altaria, who is a dragon and flying type Pokemon, maxing out at 2004 CP, which is just perfect for the Great League, because at a 0-1 attack, 14 defense, 15 stamina, at level 29, you can hit that 1497, which is going to yield you the highest stat product available inside the Great League, which you definitely want for Altaria. According to bulk and stat product though, Altaria, surprisingly, actually unsurprisingly, he does this every time, ranks 4th in bulk and 3rd in stat product, which is perfect. And then, of course, we know all that comes from our base stats with a 141 on attack, 201 in defense, and 181 in stamina. Holy crap, is that just perfect. It's perfect for PvP. Now we do have a few moves to look through here, so let's go ahead and get started on that. First and foremost, we do have Dragon Breath. For 3 energy per turn, we get 4 damage per turn. After stab, it does get bumped up to 4.8. And then we do have Peck. For 2.5 energy, we get 3 damage at a 3.6 after stab. And honestly, Dragon Breath just is numerically better than Peck. It just works out to be better in every way. So we're gonna go with Dragon Breath. Surprise. In terms of our fast moves, we do have Dazzling Gleam, or because it wouldn't fit on the line, we do have D-Gleam. You can interpret that however you want. It is going to be 70 energy for 110 damage at a 1.57 damage per energy ratio. We don't get stabbed because we don't get a fairy typing until maybe they introduce Megas. I don't know when they're going to do that. Then we do have Dragon Pulse. For 60 energy, we get 90 damage at a 1.5. After stab, it does get bumped up to 108 on the damage, which makes it a 1.8 on the damage per energy ratio. Lastly, we do have Sky Attack. For 45 energy, we get 80 damage at a 1.78. After stab, because we do carry the flying typing, we do have a 96 on the damage for a 2.13. Which is great. That's so good. So, out of all of these moves, honestly, Dragon Pulse and Sky Attack just make a lot more sense. Dazzling Gleam is okay. It's not quite as efficient as Sky Attack, and it's a little bit more efficient than Dragon Pulse for what it's worth, but it costs the most out of all 3 of the moves, which kind of puts us in a slower position as Altaria, and I mean, speed is never, ever going to be a bad thing. So definitely try to stick with Dragon Breath, Dragon Pulse, and Sky Attack. If you want to switch it up, by all means, you can have that like oddball move in Dazzling Gleam and kind of catch some people off guard, but in general, I think most people are going to be running Dragon Pulse, Dragon Breath, wow, I said that backwards, and Sky Attack. So with that moveset in mind, let's actually take a look at some shielding scenarios here. In the entire cup, in the 0 versus 0 shield scenario, we do have a 75.5%. Oh, that's a lot. Then we do have a 2 versus 0, which is a 95.8, which is great. In the 0 versus 2 though, get this, a whopping 30.1%. That's crazy. Then we do have the 2v2, which is a 78.3. Oh man, they did it again. They overlooked one of these Pokemon that's just insanely powerful, and I guess it's just gonna probably be on every team. Now watch, there's gonna be somebody out there that's like, nah, I don't need Altaria, and then he wins a tournament, and then it's a huge upset. Either way, in the meta, we do have the 0 versus 0, which starts out at a 61.3. Amazing yet again. The 1 versus 0 is a 74.2, which is pretty good. The 0 versus 1 is a 38.7. It's even better. Holy cow. And then in the 1v1, we do have a 51.6, which is also really, really good. So, as you can imagine, Altaria, being the bulk master that he is, being the damage output that he has, I mean, he's just so good. He really is. He really is really good. So, let's take that 1v1 shield scenario. Remember, we had a 51.6, and we're going to tear this apart and figure out what exactly we win and lose up against. So as far as our wins go, we do have Lantern, Victory Bell, Ludicolo, Gloom, Marshtomp, Swampert, Venusaur, Charizard, Alolan Muck, Quagsire, Alolan Marowak, Shiftry, Knocked Out, Heracross, Blaziken, Golbat, and Toxicroak. In terms of our losses, we do actually have a tie up against ourselves for what it's worth. Then we do have Haunter, Claydol, Magneton, Bronzong, Probopass, Poliwrath, Piloswine, Frostlass, Whiscash, Celio, Togekiss, Alolan Sandslash, Wigglytuff, and Alolan Ninetales. As you can imagine, in these losses there are some pretty big names down there towards the bottom, and you know, being flying and dragon, we do have some pretty bad weaknesses up against the ice types. We also do have to worry about the fairy types, and it's let's just get into this Ramp and Rot section here. Basically, we're going to look at three categories, being the fairy types, the ice types, and the anti-flyers, and we're going to try to figure out what is the best Pokemon to kind of pair with Altaria to make sure that you can kind of cover what you lose to the most. So in terms of the fairy types, we're talking about like Alolan Ninetales, Wigglytuff, and Togekiss here. The best thing to really go up against those would be maybe a poison type. I'm thinking something like Golbat, Haunter, Venusaur, kind of depending on what you're expecting to see. Obviously, Alolan Ninetales is going to do pretty good up against Golbat because of the flying type and the ice type. But Haunter would do really good up against like Wigglytuff, and Venusaur not so actually good against Togekiss. Either way, just kind of remember that the poison types are going to be your friend if you have problems with fairies like you would with Altaria. Also, we do have a problem with the ice type, things like Alolan Sandslash, Celio, and Frostlass, and honestly one of the easiest ways to take care of those would be like the fire types. Like Charizard, Alolan Marowak, and even Blaziken would do really well there as well. Lastly, in the anti-flyers, I'm really talking about like Magneton, Bronzong, and Probopass. And for those, honestly, the ground types seem to work really well up against all three of those. So things like Swampert, Whiscash, and Marshtomp, I think would actually complement Altaria really, really well. So just all around, Altaria is going to be able to cover so much. But what it doesn't cover, easily choosing out of these three categories will definitely help you kind of just save yourself from a lot of headache. But that is actually going to be it for Altaria, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. I have been making PvP content literally for over a year now. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. As I said in the beginning, have a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, a Merry Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I'm glad that you're celebrating it. If you want to actually help vote for what we look at next on Friday, definitely jump down in the description where you'll find links to the Discord where you can vote. Also down there are links to Patreon and a YouTube membership page if that's your thing. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah. Thanks. Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember that if you like to like videos, you could do that, but if you don't, you could be that guy. Otherwise, let me know what you have to say down in the comments below about the video. I do highly appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to support me in any way, there are several links down in the description for Patreon, joining the community here on YouTube, or even just directly PayPal if that's your thing. I greatly appreciate everyone's name that's on screen, as you guys have showed some sort of support outside of just viewing the videos, and I thank you guys. You don't understand from the bottom of my heart. So until our next video, guys, I will catch you then.